Okay, there we go. We are live. So I saw Maria Emmerich's video this morning and she made some absolutely amazing strawberry shortcake cheesecake waffles. And I thought rather than just showing you guys how to make her chaffle recipe, that I would show you how to make something similar that's dairy free. So that's what we are going to do today. Yay, my friends at Intact Snacks. We're having waffles and cream cheese flavor. We're going to do it all on the dairy free. So first, we got all of our ingredients out. I'm one-handing it here because I've got everything all together. So we've got almond flour, baking powder. I have some really good fat ghee. We're going to use some mayo, and we're going to use an egg. So let's start. We're going to use 4 tablespoons of almond flour, and I'm going to not spill it in the baking powder. So let's move the baking powder over. Okay, so we got 4 tablespoons of that. We're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I think you guys can see good on TikTok too. We got TikTok live going as well. Then to that, now you're gonna have to bear with me a minute because we're omitting the cheese and we still want a really crispy waffle. We're gonna add mayonnaise, and it sounds weird. I know it sounds weird. Go with it. Just like totally roll with it, and I promise it's gonna be yummier than it sounds because it sounds pretty gross. But what this is gonna do is it's going to give you that crispiness to your waffles without having to add cheese. And in this, we're gonna do dairy free. So you can add any flavored fat that you want. I'm gonna use a sweet vanilla grass-fed ghee MCT mix because it's gonna give it more of a cake kind of flavor. But you can use a tablespoon of olive oil, avocado oil, any oil you like. Then we're gonna add one other secret ingredient. Let's see if I can aim that for you guys better. We're gonna use my cake batter flavor from Loren Oils, and it's gonna give it a really cakey, light flavor. And I usually use about 8 drops of this flavor. It's very strong. It's meant to be a candy flavor extract. So it has a lot of flavor to it. I'll let you guys see there on TikTok too. My favorites. And then our last ingredient, we're gonna add 1 egg. Move this over so I can, there we go, get our egg in there. Good thing I set myself out a paper towel too, because I am messy. So it's easier to mix this with a fork. I did set aside a fork so that we can mix it really good. And again, one-handed, this is gonna be a little bit of a, maybe a slight challenge, but I'm always up for a challenge, I'll tell you what. Now, you can also add a little bit of sweetener to this if you like, but because I'm using the sweetened grass-fed ghee, I'm going to omit a sweetener. But if you like your things quite sweet, you're gonna wanna add a little bit of sweetener to that as well. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna see if I can find my clip so I can balance you guys. There we go, bahaha. Okay, hang on. Hang on. That way I can clip you guys and you can be hands-free while I mix. There we go. Mix. This is gonna give you a nice thick batter. If you don't want it quite that thick and fluffy, you can add just a little bit of water to it, and we're gonna add just a little smidgen of water. Now, the one that Maria made today is made out of mozzarella cheese and egg. But again, I didn't want to just show you guys her same recipe. I wanted to show you something similar that we can make in a dairy-free version. So we're gonna get our chaffles on the cook. Now that that's all mixed up. Make sure you get out of the corners of your bowl or your glass too. You'll get little bits of almond flour that will stick to the very bottom. So make sure you give it a good thorough mix all the way through. And if you don't trust me on the mayo, feel free to omit it. But I say do it one time. Like, trust me one time. And then tell me if you don't absolutely love it. So then we're going to get our waffle iron ready. Now for this, you don't want to completely fill it or it will expand. So you want to leave just a little bit of space in there. About like that. And then we're going to close it up. While those are cooking, we're going to do our dairy-free strawberry cream cheese. So let me get a couple things out of our way here. And you guys can keep an eye on those as they puff up. Waffles and chaffles are my favorite. Whenever I want something quick and easy, this is always my go-to meal because you can make them super quick, super fast. It's one serving and there you go, boom. Okay, so let me get you guys a little bit better situated here. So we're going to do a dairy-free cream cheese flavored spread as opposed to the one that Maria made with cream cheese. So I've got some chilled coconut milk, so we're going to start with that in our mixer. About 2 tablespoons because we're going to end up with 3 to 4 waffles out of this recipe. And then we're going to add 3 fresh strawberries. Back you up there so you can see. And then again, I'm going to add a little bit of the power creamer for the vanilla flavor. Or you could add vanilla flavored extract, whichever you prefer. I'm just going to add a little bit of this in there. And then a little bit of sweetener. And this is sweetener of your choice. I'm going to use this one today. And then we're going to put a lid on that and give it a blend. This is my Ninja. I stinking love it. I won't lie. I've had it for probably 15 years and it never fails me. I love this machine. If I could only ever have one machine that I used, it would always be this one. Okay, and we're going to scrape down the sides. And continue to blend just a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to pop that into the fridge while the rest of our waffles cook. Now, I'm going to share with you my secret to perfect keto waffles. So, once the light goes off, you want to leave it sit just a little bit longer, and then we're going to very gently flip it, and we're going to let it cook a little bit on the other side too. And that's how we're going to get extra crispy, yummy waffles. So I'm going to grab us a plate to put these on when we get them all done. And I think we should maybe cut up a pretty strawberry too to garnish with. So I'll do that while we're waiting on that. And you want to wait until the light goes off, and then you can take it out. If you don't like them quite that crispy, you can take them out before, but I like them to be really crispy, and I find that without wheat, they don't get quite as crispy. So while that's happening, I'll move you guys just a little bit, then we'll cut up our strawberry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slice it all the way along so that when we put it on our plate, we can spread it out all nice and pretty so that it'll be like that on top of our waffles. So this one is ready now. We'll pop that one out. And I'm just going to grab a little cooling rack to set them out onto. And we'll take out the first one. And you can see that it's nice and crispy on both sides now. So that's number one. And again, you can make them kind of fancy too. I'll show you guys. I think they're rustic / and or fancy. Somebody else might think they look messy, but I'll show you guys how I make like the artsy ones when I don't quite fill it so that it makes more of like a checkered pattern. So while that one is cooking, let's check out our dairy-free cream cheese spread, and we'll put that into a piping bag while we wait. Now, when I say piping bag, we're gonna do it on the cheap today, and we're just gonna use a sandwich bag because I don't feel like grabbing out a full piping bag right now. And then I just need to find there we are, my piping end. So what I'm going to do with this is I have this kind of piping end. So you just cut a small triangle in the corner of your bag. I'll show you how you do that. So you're just going to cut a small triangle. And then you're just going to pop this base through so that it fits over the hole and close it up with the top. That's it. So that's, especially if I'm just doing a quick project that's one quick easy thing and I don't really want to waste a piping bag, I'll just do that with a sandwich bag. Makes it quick and easy. Okay, so our light has gone off and we can see we want to leave it a little bit longer. It's not quite golden. So we're going to leave it, I usually leave it 2 or 3, maybe 10 seconds after the light goes off. Now, I'm going to show you another trick too, because you're going to love this one. This one's my favorite. I can't believe I've never shared this with you guys before either, actually. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to fill up your piping bag. So you want to take a cup. Ta-da! And then that makes it easy that you can just fill right in your cup. You don't have to balance it with one hand like Dory and be all like smooth. And then you're fuss free. Now, I think it's time to flip that other waffle, so let's get on that. So we're just going to move that on the side for a second. Now, again, we're going to gently flip and let it cook just a little bit longer on that side. Now, I'm going to dress up just one of these for right now because I don't normally eat more than one at a time for a meal anyways. So, we're going to take our cup with our piping bag and you can just kind of shake it down. And then we're ready to go. And you can pipe that on however you want. I'm just going to kind of smush it everywhere. Now, if I were to add a little bit of xanthan gum and chill this better, then it would come up more like a whip topping, but I just want like almost like a berry syrup on it. And it's looking like my strawberries are getting stuck in my little waffle end there. There we go. Cabin through. Okay, so then I'm going to do like that. Now, when I serve them, I like to add either a little bit of butter or a little bit of ghee. So we're just going to drizzle a little bit of this vanilla flavored ghee on there. And then the pretty strawberry goes on top. And I think later I might whip this up a little bit more. All you need to do is add either a little bit of gelatin or a little bit of xanthan gum, and then whip it up in with your cake maker. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I suppose before I go I should like totally take a bite of this and show you what it's like. So you can see it's all nice and fluffy. And then just slightly crispy around the edge. For me, that's absolutely perfect. So, I'm going to let you guys go while I cook up the rest of these waffles, and I hope you have an amazing Friday. Bye, guys.